Peace and greetings. This is Artis. So remember to unclench your jaw and relax your shoulders. So I've heard a lot of things online. Well, I've heard this one particular thing talked about a lot online, and it's about not having a teacher when you're learning yoga. It's about throwing out the guru teacher relationship situation and just doing it yourself or working in a collaborative work with a bunch of other people and throwing out the teacher, student, the guru idea. And that's just, if you want to talk about colonization, the colonization of yoga, if you want to talk about usurping yoga, if you want to talk about ch- changing it to meet your own likings, that's what we're doing here. When you take away an authority, people are so or afraid of authority for good reason, but you cannot throw the baby out with the bathwater. Okay, I know personally of 10 to 15 yoga teachers who are legitimate, excellent yoga teachers who give out great information, who are really helping people. Okay, I know of a few quote unquote what you call guru, what you would call a guru, that are they live that life. They are helpers. Okay, it's all about, people talk about taking, like, we're going to take self-control and we're going to do it ourselves, we don't need anybody else. The self-control comes in determining the person that you're working with, the person that you are allowing to instruct you. You have to do your due diligence. You have to do your research. You have to keep your mind open before you start to commit to a person just because they might sound good. Uh, there are people who are easily led. Okay, and that's who these sick people take advantage of. These people who call themselves guru and do all of these crazy things, these inappropriate things, these terrible things, they take advantage of people who are not paying attention to what's going on around them, not listening to the advice of friends and family, not listening to their own inner voice, not doing their own work. Because that's what it's about. A true teacher, a true guru will flip it back on you and say, okay, now you need to do the work. Here is, I recommend and suggest you do ABC. Now go do the work. Not hang on every single word I say. Not be in my presence, bow to me, and do everything that you're supposed to do according to me, according to my instructions. You have to use discernment. You have to be wise in choosing who you work with. But to just say, okay, you know what? We don't need teachers. We don't need gurus. Well, that's a form of colonization of yoga, because that's not how yoga works. The traditional way in which yoga is transmitted is from guru teacher to student, and it's usually just a one-on-one situation. It's not a person teaching a class in front of a whole bunch of people. That's another conversation for another day. But because I'm a yoga teacher, I teach students, a large group of students, all at one time. So there is a lot of good that comes from that, you know. So what I'm saying is that you can't throw the baby out with the bathwater. You just can't say, because of a number of people abusing that power and misusing that power, that now we're just going to not deal with teachers or not deal with gurus at all. It's old, it's ancient. We don't want to deal with that anymore. This is the new age. We're going to do it our way. Some things you can't do it your way. You need to do it the way that it's presented to you, because that's how you're going to get the most benefit from it. It's the eight, and I will say this until I can no longer speak. The eight limbs of yoga. is what we need to be looking at and focusing on. In those 8 limbs of yoga, it will give you instruction on finding a guru. It will give you instruction on your own personal practice. It will give you it gives you the guidelines that you need in order to take this into your own hands. Because eventually that's what you do. And the guru and the teacher help you with that. They help you with that. They help you with that. The guru, the teacher has a light, okay? And you see that light, you're like, wow, that person is knowledgeable. They're wise. You talk to them, and guess what? They help you turn on your own light, okay? They don't expect you to follow their light. A person who calls himself a guru or a teacher who has people, I call them, they're called sycophants, that just stick around them and tell them how beautiful and great they are. Those people are lost. They're looking at his light as his or her light as the light that is the ultimate, when that's not the case whatsoever. They have to they have to turn on their own light. So a person, if you're working with a teacher and with a guru who is not giving you instruction on how to work with your own personal spirituality, because it's personally, it's a personal thing. If they're not giving you instruction on how to do that, on how to work with that, and they're just making you hang on to every word they say, that person is dangerous. You stay away from that person, right? So let's not throw the baby out with the bathwater. Let's use discernment. Let's be wise. Let's ask questions, right? And then find a teacher that is best suited for us.